And we are live next to Michelle Mackey in London, Ontario, where closing arguments are underway at the sexual assault trial of 5 former junior hockey players. Michelle.
Yes, Cynthia, 2 of the 5 defense teams presented their closing arguments in court today, with Michael McLeod's lawyer suggesting the complainant's story started as a white lie that she told to her mother that snowballed into a sexual assault investigation. In the early morning hours of June 19, 2018, lawyer David Humphrey said the woman, known publicly as EM, chose to abandon constraint and actively participate in group sex with several members of the World Junior Hockey team in a hotel room. Humphrey alleged when EM arrived home at 5 in the morning, she told her mom a version of what happened in which she bore no responsibility. EM testified she went back to McLeod's hotel room for consensual sex after meeting at Jack's bar. She said she was shocked when more players arrived in the room and the sexual activity that commenced after this was not consensual. McLeod, along with Alex Fermenton, Cal Foote, Dylan Dubé and Carter Hart, have pleaded not guilty to sexual assault. McLeod has also pleaded not guilty to a second charge of being a party to sexual assault. EM told police in 2018 that she was too drunk to consent, but based on videos, the lead investigator from the London Police Service said she didn't show outward signs of intoxication and closed the initial case. 4 years later, Humphrey said EM supplemented the too drunk to consent narrative with a new, quote, too terrified to consent narrative in a civil lawsuit against Hockey Canada. That's when the judge cut in to say she had never seen a civil case settle so quickly. Humphrey continued, if EM was terrified, she wouldn't have allegedly asked men in the room to have sex with her. Humphrey also brought up the so-called consent videos of EM from McLeod's phone. Quote, both those videos relate to Mr. McLeod's desire to confirm at the time and memorialize for later that EM was consenting to the sexual activity in the room. The judge then asked if the videos should be taken at face value. Humphrey replied yes. But for demonstrators outside the London courthouse, their support for EM is unwavering.
A lot of concerns about whether EM will get justice or not, so we think it's important to show up.
Hart's attorney, Megan Savard, also presented her closing argument. Hart was the only accused player to take the stand, and Savard argued his testimony was exculpatory and corroborated by witnesses. The judge interjected, saying everyone who was in the room except EM said she was asking for the sex. Savard agreed and added not everything Hart said was helpful to his co-accused, saying he went against the hockey stereotype that players protect their own. Now, all 5 defense teams will have a chance to present their closing arguments before it's the Crown's turn, and the Crown prosecutor has said she will need a full day to make her submissions.